how to stop nofap urges, semen retention urges. This is a point where you're going to pretty much go and, you're going to be really tempted. Hey, you know what? I want to go beat the meat, strangle the goose, whatever you guys want to call it. Thing is, you got to go into the right mindset, be like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to do this. It's really tempting, but you got to be so focused, so determined, so driven that, you know what? You're going to ignore it. And I'm going to give you guys pointers on what you can do to pretty much succeed of overcoming these urges. So enough being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the video. So first point, number one, which is keeping your day occupied. So here's the thing, as soon as you wake up, you should be getting your ass out of bed. And once you get out of bed, guess what? You're not going to be lying there and be like, oh, scrolling through your phone or whatever it is. I'm talking based off what I do and normally what I notice within myself. So find out, what are your habits? Are you getting out of bed early? Are you just going straight, starting your day? Doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're not focusing on that. Because here's the thing, when you're getting urges, you're going to be so tempted to, but the thing is, once you keep your mind occupied on a different task, be like, oh, you know what, I got to do this today, I got to do that. Well, guess what? Your priorities pretty much change. You're gonna be like, oh, you know what, I need to do this over this. So you're gonna be like, oh, you know what, I wanna reset my streak. You're gonna get that urge. But when you distract yourself, be like, oh, you know what, I gotta go hit the gym today, I gotta go shower right away, you know what, I gotta go eat. Prioritize your goals, and once you start prioritizing them, you're gonna start focusing more and more on them. And this is gonna be something that's gonna take a little bit of time. Keep in mind, your urge part, that's like your animal instinct, the lizard brain. It's gonna be more and more powerful. So think about it like this: you have the logical thinking side, like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it's just constantly thinking. That's you. And then you're gonna have your emotional part, which is gonna be the lizard side, the animal instincts, and it's gonna pretty much be like, oh, you know what, let's go, pretty much biology wise, guys, this is your natural instincts. That's why, we're still here today. So with that, it's gonna be like, oh, you know what, I need to go release my seed, I need to go do this, I gotta go find this. And it's your urges, and that part of the brain is pretty much more and more powerful than your thinking side. So you got to strategize, be like, oh, you know what, my thinking side, this is what I can do. I can outsmart the urge part, your emotional part, and you have to plan it. So as soon as you wake up, put your phone on across the room or whatever it is, where you guys have to pay attention to what you're doing. Be like, oh, you know what, it's at night, I take my phone into the bedroom. Well, guess what, you can probably leave your phone in the other room, or you can pretty much just get an alarm clock and set the time for when you need to wake up, and pretty much let your battery go all the way down, and don't charge it. And guess what, and whenever you reset your streak or whatever, your phone's gonna pretty much be depleted, and you're not gonna be like, oh shit. So there's ways to work around it. Just strategize, think about it, take the time and effort, be like, oh, you know what, I can do this, I can do that. Okay guys, point number two, what you can do is, make it a challenge. Find a friend or somebody that you can compete with. There's apps out there that you can talk to other people with a community that are trying to practice this, or there's also site blockers, another recommendation out there. So compete with your friend, be like, oh, you know what, let's see who can hit 30 days, and just challenge yourself, make it interesting, to be like, oh, you know what, let's bet $100, or let's bet $1 million. And when you make that challenge, it makes it more and more motivating to go out there and just go and do it. And then third step, guys, is come in with the right mindset. Be like, oh, you know what, I really want this. So if you say you're gonna hit a month, well, hit that month, because at the end of the day, you're gonna know whether or not you hit your deadline, wherever you want to go. At the end of the day, you're gonna know, be like, oh, you know what, I didn't reach my benefits, and you're gonna let yourself down. You're gonna know, nobody else is gonna know, be like, oh shit, you know what, nobody's gonna really care about you. So you have to care yourself. So come in with the right mindset, be like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna hit 45 days, see how it goes, and just hit my goal. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you're gonna know, but nobody else will. So just knowing that alone, thinking about that, take a moment to pause the video, think about that, be like, oh shit, you know what, if I don't hit my goals, well, who do I let down? I let myself down. I don't let nobody else down. but I let myself down. Anyways, guys, fourth one we're gonna pretty much go, which this is pretty much going back to keeping your time occupied, is in the evening. You know, try to stay away from your phone, or you know, mobile devices or anything like that. You know, you shouldn't really be using your mobile device except for phone calls and texts, and then also for learning. Other than that, in my honest opinion, if you're using your cell phone for any other uses, you're pretty much wasting your time. You should be using your cell phone or, you know, your mobile devices to pretty much prioritize your time and start working towards the life that you want. So in the evenings, you know, I tend to do this as well, so I will admit it. You know, I just get on my phone and waste my time, or, you know, watching TV. And it's one of those things that you got to find your habits. Where are you messing up? So fifth one is come up with a strategy. When you come up with that strategy, you're gonna be like, oh shit, you know what, I messed up on these days, I messed up on this time, whatever it is. Start looking out for when you reset your streaks and all that, and when you get urges, and then just plan around it. Be like, oh, you know, when I get an urge, you know, I can do this. And then also going back to some of the other points, you know, with that right mindset, be like, oh, you know what, I get this urge, but I have my time occupied, I don't have time to do this. Anyways, guys, that's going to be pretty much it for the video. So don't forget to drop me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, you might want to consider checking out some of the other videos. And also, last pointer, realizing the benefits. Realize why you're doing this, what is the reasoning behind it. I know I'm doing it for some of the benefits and all that. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video and this was helpful on how you guys can overcome your urges.